Ready to make a real impact every day? Join the Active Day Home Care team and help clients maintain their independence in the comfort of their own homes. Make a difference in someone's life as you provide essential daily assistance and protect their health and happiness. Earn up to $20 an hour and enjoy additional perks like optional daily pay, 401k, paid time off, ongoing educational training, and more. Join a team that values care, compassion, and your professional growth. Visit activeday.com to apply.
Unlock your dream property with Meeks Realty Group, where Rich the Realtor makes real estate dreams a reality. Whether it's residential or commercial, we've got Charleston to Huntington covered. Your key to exceptional real estate experiences start here. Meeks Realty Group. Contact us at meeks.us.
The views and opinions expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of 580 WCHS, its employees, or WVRC Media. From the studios of WVRC Media, the country, the United States of America, the state, West Virginia, the city, Charleston. This is the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live. And your host.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
He's kind of a big deal.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Dave Allen.
Well, indeed, we have made it to the end of the work week. Friday edition of the show. Welcome to it. The Boss Dale Cooper's the producer today. Biggly, Piggly, Wiggly hotline 304-345-5858. Tony V. Taylor text 304-935-500. We do the show from the Jarrett Construction Studios, right on time, right on budget. Visit jarrett-construction.com. Phone calls to the show, a service of Biggly, Piggly, Wiggly, Spring Street, Charleston. Texting services provided by West Virginia's finest men's store. Tony the Taylor, Virginia Street. Tony's summer hours, Monday 11 to 3, Tuesday through Friday 10 to 5:30, and Saturdays by appointment only. Check out bestmastertaylor.com or Tony's Facebook page for more information. Of course, the big story, and we've covered it on the news all morning, we'll continue it on Metro News Midday, was the more flooding, and in here, at least in the Kanawha Valley, or at least, well, let me know, not the Kanawha Valley, but on the Turnpike, was the disruption in travel. We had people that were trapped on the Turnpike upwards of 7 or 8 hours yesterday, and we'll talk a little bit about that on the local show, but we'll primarily get into that and actually talk to some people that were trapped on the Turnpike for 7 or 8 hours on that Metro News Midday coming up. On this show today, we have, of course, it is Friday, which means Angie Gillenwater from the Kanawha Charleston Humane Association with this week's Adopt Me Please Pet of the Week. Dr. Casey Sachs of BridgeValley will stop by, and we're going to talk Charleston Distance Run a little bit later on as well. And across the way from me, I have our good friend. You don't have to wave. We're not on camera. It's Amy Breedlove. How you doing?
Fine. How are you?
I am doing fine. Amy, of course, is a native Charlestonian, and she actually guest hosted for me a couple of a year or so ago, 2 years, something like that. Was that right? Yeah, you did. You did. You came in on a Friday.
I did, yes.
And then I had you on Metro News Midday just a couple of weeks ago, and you and the family in town for summer. So appreciate you being here, and we'll talk to you a little bit later. And by the way, next Thursday, I am going to be taking off. Amanda gets a week vacation. I get 1 day. I'm not really happy about that.
They allow you to do that?
I'm kidding. But I am taking next week off. So Amy's going to be guest hosting for me next week on this show.
I am?
Yes, you are. Yeah, I forgot to tell you that. Yeah, you're hosting. You're hosting the local show next Thursday.
Good.
9 to 10.
Hopefully, I'll know which buttons to push.
Nah, that's why we have a producer. You're good. All you got to do is show up.
Do I have a script? That's all I have to have scripts.
Are you?
Oh, good. Okay, good.
I got a bunch of them. But we're going to get to talk to Amy a little bit later on the show. You're going to be hearing a lot from her. So let's go and bring in Angie Gillenwater from the Kanawha Charleston Humane Association with this week's Adopt Me Please Pet of the Week. Angie, good morning.
Good morning.
And Angie, this is Amy. Amy, this is Angie.
Hello, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Angie.
All right, so let's get into some news before we introduce our Adopt Me Please Pet of the Week. And as always, the pictures posted on Dave Allen Radio on Facebook and at Dave A70 on X. We got a cat this week too, so that's good news because it is kitten season, right?
It is exploding kitten season. It is. They are falling out of our doors. There are so many kittens.
How many do you have approximately?
There are over at least 150 cats in our care right now. A lot of them are in foster homes, but over 150.
Well, the cat that we have that is today is not a kitten. He's around 5 years old. His name is Turbo. Tell us about Turbo.
So Turbo is aptly named. He is living at the Petco Penthouses, as we call it, in Southridge. When we first took Turbo up there, he had been freshly neutered. He kind of didn't know where he was at. And he escaped from Seth, who is our volunteer coordinator, and Seth was chasing him throughout the Petco store. But Seth was able to secure Turbo. He is much calmer now. He has slowed down incredibly. He no longer tries to escape. But Turbo is just the sweetest cat. He loves getting his head scratched, loves wet food, just your definition of a lazy cat.
Oh, does he like other animals? Does he mind being around puppies?
So dogs, I am not entirely sure. He actually belonged to a colony in Tent City in St. Albans, so we know he has lived around other cats, and I'm sure he's come across dogs in his lifetime as well. But cats, for sure, with slow intros, cats are always dramatic at first when you take them home to introduce to new cats. But give him a couple days with some new cats, take it slow, and I'm sure dogs would not be an issue if you also took it slow.
That's a good thing. He's adorable.
He is. He is such a sweetheart.
Now, you folks just got some kind of a big award at the shelter. I saw on your social media. Talk about that.
So we received a official no-kill shelter plaque from Best Friends Animal Society.
Hey.
And yeah, we're super excited about it. But it is a plaque awarded to shelters that save over 90% of the animals that come into their care. And we're very proud to say that last year we had a 97% save rate.
Wow, that is fantastic.
Yep. Our Facebook post really put it into perspective. That means literally almost every animal that came into our care, no matter what condition they were in, almost every single one of them was adopted.
Oh, my gosh. I love it. Am I allowed to ask how many dogs are up for adoption, too?
So as far as available for adoption, I would say that number is in the 100 range, and then I would say we probably have another 100 in foster care because they're too small or they're sick, anything like that.
Oh my gosh.
You got a lot. You got a lot. And did I see that you guys at this time, what are you doing about taking in new animals at this time? And unless they're sick or something like that, you're really not able to right now, Angie, right?
Correct. So we are having to turn away healthy adult dogs or owner surrenders at this time and limit intake to animals that need immediate medical attention. So it's been tough. We're trying to do what we can by handing out supplies to people that need it for their healthy adult dogs in the meantime until we can take them. So we've been handing out crates, dog food, leashes, anything you might need to keep an animal secure for at least a week or two.
It's 9:15. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by Huston's Pizza. This month, get a large 18-inch pepperoni pizza and a whole 10-inch sub, only $23.99. Find your closest Huston's for delivery, pickup, or dine-in by going to HustonsPizza.com. Now, we had some good news with that award, but we also had some pretty horrific stories come out of the shelter this week, Angie, right?
We certainly did. We actually got in on mom and puppies that were left outside in this heat. One of our staff members' husband just happened to be driving by and saw this mama dog practically flag him down. She was barking and chasing his car on an old dirt road nobody travels. He rolls down his window to just, check on her, and he hears puppies crying in the distance and finds them in a cardboard box with no shade, no water, no food. And so he gets the puppies to us. They're hot to the touch, so we're suspecting that they are having heat exhaustion, heat stroke. Two of the puppies passed away from organ failure due to being outside in the sun. And then one puppy right now is currently in critical condition. She actually had a sunburn so bad that it has caused her skin to fall off.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it's a pretty horrible story there, and I'm gonna save editorial comments on how humans suck. So for another time. We did have a text here that says from somebody that says that they saw Turbo at Petco, and he was such a sweetie. He loves to play with. Okay, hold on a second. My text disappeared. Loves to play with his. Loves you to rub his head against your finger through the plexiglass. So
Yes.
Turbo, as you said, Turbo is a fine. Now, was Turbo at the Petco in Tays Valley or the one out on the corridor?
So he's at the one at Southridge on the corridor.
Yeah.
We will soon have kitties moving into the Tays Valley Petco very, very soon. So we're excited about that.
All right, and I'll have to say it was nice for me. I told you yesterday or last week on the air that I was going to come see you, and my wife and I were out running some errands on Saturday, and we stopped by, and it was great to see you and to meet Seth there last Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. We love seeing you, and we definitely appreciated the donation of towels that you gave us because we certainly needed them.
And that's what I wanted to bring this up. They need towels, Amy, up there because their dryer is on the fritz, and Angie,
I have plenty of old towels.
There you go.
Yes,
there you go.
Oh, and I have a question too. What about volunteer opportunities?
So volunteers in this weather with as many animals as we have, we absolutely need volunteers. And Seth, that you heard me mention, is in charge of our volunteers. So you can just come up to the shelter anytime, let Seth know you want to volunteer, and we will, trust me, we've got something for you to do.
Oh, my goodness, I'm coming up.
But explain to the people why it is that you need the towels again. I didn't do a very good job of explaining why it is you need the towels.
Oh, gotcha. So any type of linens, blankets, towel sheets, we use it all. Our dryer actually caught on fire and broke. It is in the process. One of them is totally done for. It is a $10,000, $20,000 purchase for one of these industrial dryers. We have small dryers throughout the shelter that can take small loads, but again,
it's pricey these days.
We have lots of animals that we are taking care of, so the small dryers can only do so much. So that is why we are having to request for blanket donations. A lot of our linens are outside hanging up drying, and if you haven't noticed, it's been, raining sporadically throughout the day. So we put them out to dry. They'll get almost dry. Then here comes a rainstorm. And they're re-wet. So it's been an uphill battle with dry linens.
Perfect. I have blankets too. I have sheets. I was looking in my linen closet yesterday, and I'm like, I have way too many sheets. So there you go.
So it looks like you're going to get a visit from Amy coming up a little bit later on, just so you know. I'm going to warn you ahead of time.
Sounds great.
All right.
We look forward to it.
All right, Angie, I do, as always, appreciate you being here. You get the next week off because we're not doing a show on July 4th, but we'll talk to you here in a couple of weeks, okay?
All righty. Sounds great. Y'all have a good one.
You as well. Angie Gilliwater from the Kanawha Charleston Humane Association with Turbo, Amy, this week's Adopt Me Please.
Turbo is so cute.
A Pet of the Week picture posted over on Dave Allen Radio on Facebook and at Dave A70 on X. Sounds like he would be a perfect little gentleman, and I'm always on Angie. I text her every Thursday night and kind of remind her to send me a pet. And last night she said, and I put like just dog ? And she says, no, we're doing a cat this week, which makes me happy because I like dogs too, but I'm a cat person too.
I like all animals, absolutely. And the best thing about Turbo for me is because he's out of the kitty stage too. He's 5, so he's not going to be going around.
Yeah, although
climbing the curtains.
He is an escape artist, though, as you heard at the beginning.
I did hear that.
He got out in Petco, but once you get him inside
his little environment.
But he is already neutered and he's already vaccinated. 5 years old. Turbo is his name. Beautiful cat. Picture posted. Go adopt Turbo. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Live Healthy, West Virginia, presented by WVU Medicine. It's a podcast promoting healthier lifestyles in and beyond the state. Check out the latest episodes. WVMetronews.com under the podcast menu. Piggly Wiggly hotline 304-345-5858. Tony Taylor text 304-935-5008. We'll take a break. When we come back, again, I have got my good buddy Amy Breedlove here. She's kind of co-hosting today, auditioning to host the show next week. One day when I'm gone,
my palms are already sweating because of this.
To tell her that, but she's going to be hosting the show for me next Thursday. When we come back, we're going to talk to the folks with the Charleston Distance Run and Dr. Casey Sachs of BridgeValley coming up on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses care for your family.
My name's Chris Miller. I'm president of Dutch Miller Automotive. Jarrett Construction completely renovated and helped redesign Dutch Miller Kia in South Charleston. The fit and the finish and the quality of the project is exceptional. He has an attention to detail and an eye for that kind of stuff. You always want to give your best to your customer. It's just as important to him as it is to you. If you're ever looking to build anything, I'd call Jarrett Construction because you know exactly you're going to get something excellent every single time.
Call on Jarrett Construction. It's time to hit the highway for some wind therapy without worrying about that mountain of bills. 580 WCHS and Trojan Landing Marine and Power Sports want to get your motor running this summer with a wild and wonderful Ride and Riches. It's all revved up by Biggly Piggly Wiggly, Running Boards and More, the Red Carpet Lounge, Andrews Boots and Workwear, and Trojan Landing Marine and Power Sports. Make this the coolest summer ever with Ride and Riches. There's more now at WCHSnetwork.com.
922, welcome back to the show. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by Generations Physical Therapy. 9 practices, all offered extended hours, so access to physical therapy has never been easier. For an appointment, 304-760-5660 or visit generationspt.com. Charleston Distance Run folks are in studio a little bit later on. We'll be talking to them. Amy Breedlove is here. We had a question. And we'll get to Dr. Casey Sachs here from BridgeValley momentarily. But we had a question yesterday when I said you were going to be here. You, of course, were on the air at V100. Did we determine when that was? 95 through 99. Okay. All right. Keep talking because we're having some issues here getting Dr. Casey Sachs. So, 95 through 99. Yeah. Okay. And what was your air name here? I had 2 air names, Amy Nutter and also Amy Rain. Okay. Amy. I like Amy Rain. Where did that come from? Because I love the rain. All right. There you go. Came out of the air. And of course, Amy Nutter was your maiden name. That's how I know you. I was going to go with Amy Delaney because when I was in Anchorage, my on-air name was Delaney Parks. So, but where did the Delaney come from? There is a Delaney Park strip in Anchorage. It's like the Central Park of Anchorage, so I was Delaney Parks. Okay. My boss actually wanted me to be Marsha Potter because there's Potter's Marsh. And I'm like, no, I really don't want to be a Marsha. Sorry. Right. Not that there's anything wrong with the Marsh is beautiful, but yeah. I just... Wasn't you? Delaney felt more like me. Okay, and of course, you're now a world-renowned, much sought-after voiceover artist, and that's what, we had you on the air to talk about that, and we'll have you on. But you're back in town, you and your husband for the summer, is that right? Correct. And so we appreciate you stopping by and hanging out with us, and again, we'll let you host the show next Thursday. I think we do have Dr. Casey Sachs now of BridgeValley. Dr. Sachs, welcome to the show.
Good morning, Dave. How are you today? I am doing fine. I've got with me Amy Breedlove, who is a native of Charleston, who is a much sought-after, world-renowned, I keep adding these superlatives, voiceover artist. So Amy, meet Dr. Sachs. Dr. Sachs, meet Amy. Hello, nice to meet you. Pleasure. You too. I was telling Amy a little bit of your story, Dr. Sachs, about how you aren't from West Virginia, but as the saying goes, you got here as quickly as you could, right? You like it here. And I've chosen it twice. Wow. I didn't know you chose it twice. That's fantastic. Tell us that story real quick, and then we'll get into why you're here. But go ahead. Yeah. I moved to West Virginia in 2016, and then I moved to Washington, D.C. to work in the first Trump administration. And then when that was over, I moved back to West Virginia in 2021. What is it about this place that made you want to come back here twice? Because you're not from here, so what made you want to come here? There's nowhere prettier than West Virginia. Aww. Right on. So you got a lot of stuff going on out there at BridgeValley, and I want to talk a little bit about some of it. You had your first WIN Academy student to become a nurse. Tell us about that. Oh, my gosh. Yes, Dave, you've got to be so excited for this kid. So the WIN Academy, as longtime listeners are aware, is an early college charter high school that's tied to BridgeValley. So students do college while they do high school. We had a young man graduate from high school last year, and he spent this year finishing up his nursing degree, and he just passed his nursing state board. So he's a full-fledged RN now. He's 1 year out of high school, and he's exceptional. Wow, incredible. Better smile. Yeah, and because Amy's new here, explain to her and maybe some of the listeners that are listening for the first time what the WIN Academy is. So what we did was we started an early college high school with the college. And the way those work is that kids decide, gosh, I want to be a nurse or I want to go into manufacturing. And they come and they do that curriculum while they're in high school. So it really gets them ahead. They get a huge head start. They're taking college classes. So it is really hard. And we try and be very honest with families up front that there are kids who want to do this and who are really excited. And there are kids who are like, yeah, this is maybe not quite as easy as I wanted it to be.
And that's okay. It's great to grow up a little bit and then decide to go to school. But for people who are ready, it's a terrific opportunity to earn all these college credits completely free and really get a jump start on your career.
I love it. Education. It's the best.
Well, and again, we're talking about these kids that are just, this young man is just, what do you say, doctor, a year out of high school, and he's already an RN?
Incredible.
Yep, that's right.
And in West Virginia, we have an incredible nursing shortage. I mean, we have an incredible nursing shortage. And for this gentleman to, where was he from, if you don't mind? Was he a local guy here in Charleston, or where was he from?
Yeah,
do you know?
Local. Local kid.
Okay, very good. And as long as they're getting an education, they're agreeing to stay here in West Virginia. And that's a big part of it, too, because we place them local, right?
That's right. So almost everybody who graduates from BridgeValley stays right in the valley. Right around 90% of our graduates stay local, which is terrific. It's something we're really proud of. And we specifically are interested in serving people who live in Putnam County, Fayette County, Clay County, and Kanawha County.
Yeah, that's good stuff. I mean, you got a lot of great things going on at BridgeValley. Again, we're talking with Dr. Casey Sachs of BridgeValley. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by Pinnacle Consultants. Poor indoor air quality can cause a variety of health issues, allergies, respiratory problems, and more. Pinnacle offers specialized indoor air quality services for residential, commercial, and industrial type settings. Visit pinnaclecorp.net, because what you don't know can't hurt you. I know you do a lot of stuff with veterans there at BridgeValley, and you got something else that you've been into as far as honoring veterans and being involved in some veterans programs. Talk about that.
We do. So for years, BridgeValley has been a proud recognition. We get the recognition of being a military-friendly school. And this year, one of the two women who runs that program, Tammy McCallahan, she's retired Army, she was nominated to be the 2025 Veteran of the Year, and she won. So Tammy is the Military-Friendly Schools Veteran of the Year, and she's right here local at BridgeValley.
We had a text question here, and I think this is a very good question to ask, and I'll let you explain it, Dr. Sachs. Someone said, can I ask the difference between BridgeValley and other schools like, say, Ben Franklin?
Sure. There's several differences. Ben Franklin is part of the school district, and so they're specifically designed to serve folks who are still in high school, who are making other kinds of technical choices. They're a great option if they have a program that interests your family. I would certainly encourage you to send a kid there. BridgeValley is a lot more focused on adults. Our average age is 30. We also are accredited differently than some of the local technical schools. So we are authorized by the U.S. Department of Education to issue college degrees. So BridgeValley is actually a college.
Yeah, you're full-on college.
Like Ben Franklin can't do that. They could issue a certificate, or they could help you get some really good industry training. But if you're thinking about, maybe 5 or 10 years in the future, you want to go to Marshall or you want to go to WVU and be able to transfer and take those credits with you, you can only do that from BridgeValley. You wouldn't be able to do it from a school like Ben Franklin.
All right. The acronym that I think that most parents dread more than any is FAFSA. The financial aid program, and you got some workshops devoted to FAFSA. Talk about that.
Yep. So FAFSA is the free application for federal student aid. It has gotten better over the years, although I can only say so much for it.
All right. Are you there? I think we lost Dr. Sachs. We lost Dr. Sachs. So, all right. Some things happen.
Technology.
Yeah, you got to love it. It's good when it works. Now, I think we pretty much covered everything with Dr. Sachs. So, Dr. Sachs, we do apologize for that. If she's calling back, okay. All right, Dr. Sachs, we lost you, but you're there now, right?
Great. So we're talking about FAFSA. Apparently the radio gods were not interested.
Well, I mean, I told you, it's FAFSA is I won't say it's bad news, but it can be stressful for everybody, including the phone lines, apparently. So go ahead.
That's right. So anyway, FAFSA is a federal form that folks fill out to get access to federal student aid. And one of the things we found is that college is really affordable in community colleges, especially in West Virginia. So you have to fill out this form. So we have dedicated support all through the summer on Tuesdays and Thursdays to help people so that it doesn't seem too daunting.
All right. And where can people learn more about FAFSA, these workshops, or anything else we got going on at BridgeValley?
BridgeValley.edu.
It's BridgeValley.edu. Hey, Dr. Sachs, if I don't talk to you, which I probably won't, have yourself a good 4th of July holiday. We'll be talking to you again next month. How's that?
Thank you. Have a great 4th of July, and it's so nice to meet you, Amy.
You as well.
All right, Dr. Casey Sachs of BridgeValley, appreciate you being here. Apologize for the technical difficulties. It happens, as you may know. 28 minutes now in front of 10 o'clock. And we'll get to the Charleston Distance Run folks who are going to stop by the studio here momentarily. But, Amy, I want to go back to you just for a moment. I mean, we're very proud of our partnership that we have with BridgeValley because they're doing some incredible things. And, I mean, the fact that you can have a college student, I mean, what was a high school student, and a year or so later, they're now a full-on RN when we have major nursing shortages in West Virginia. That's good stuff.
What a fantastic resource.
It is indeed.
It is awesome.
It is. We had a little bit out in the green room earlier, a little bit of a Marshall University reunion because Amy and I were at Marshall at the same time in the early 5 years ago. Yeah, more like in the early 1990s. But Amy was there. I was there. Stephanie Pauly, who is our producer on Metro News Midday, was there at that time. And Ron Gasnick, who is one of our sales weasels here. Ronnie Lee, the famous Ronnie Lee at WMEO. We were all there at the same time, and we just had a little bit of a WMEO reunion. It seems like it should be 1990 all over again out there, or 91, 92.
It feels like it, kind of. Yeah. Ron and I used to sit in the back of, and he doesn't remember this, in the back of one of the Spanish classes and just chat.
I can see that. I mean, especially on Ron's behalf. That's why he's such a good salesman.
I would say so.
Right. All right. Amy Breedlove is here with us. She's going to be serving as a host for me next Thursday, but she's also hanging out with me today. We're going to talk about the Charleston Distance Run when we come back here momentarily. If you want to weigh in on anything, you're more than welcome to. We're going to get into her career as well. Biggly, Piggly, Wiggly, hotline 304-345-5858. Tony V. Taylor, text 304-935-5008. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by Meeks Realty Group. Great listing if you're looking for a townhome in Tays Valley. Yeah, we got a great one here. Of course, it's one of the best areas in the state, award-winning schools. It's got an awesome kitchen, 2 big bedrooms, plenty of closet space, and it is conveniently located in the heart of Tays Valley, right between Charleston and Huntington. Rich the Realtor's the guy that's got it, 304-932-7488. We'll take a break. Back after this on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses have been creating jobs in West Virginia since 1997.
Earn more with 4 at the best community bank in the Kanawha Valley, Poca Valley Bank. Poca Valley Bank is now offering a certificate of deposit special, 10-month APY, annual percentage yield 4%. Take advantage of this great rate to grow your savings. For more information, stop by one of the 8 Poca Valley Bank locations today. Poca Valley Bank, where relationships matter.
Certain terms and conditions apply. Rates based on minimum annual percentage yield, subject to change without notice. Minimum deposit required of $10,000 of new money not currently on deposit with Poca Valley Bank to receive APY. Member FDIC.
Warmer weather only means one thing at Walker Chevrolet and Nitro: springtime savings. And there's no better time to pick out your new ride and get the deal that you've been dreaming about than right now. Gene and Ryan have packed the lot in Nitro with both new and pre-owned inventory to make sure that they have the perfect vehicle ready for those warmer weather adventures. And you know that you're going to get the best deal possible at Walker because Gene and Ryan built their business the old-fashioned way by making friends. Now, there are no gimmicks or games at Walker, just honest, fair deals. And don't forget, Walker Chevrolet is still buying cars too. Yeah, that's right. All makes and models are welcome at Walker, and they're going to give you top dollar for it, even if you plan to buy somewhere else. Look, winter lasted long enough this year. It's time to get out there and enjoy everything that West Virginia has to offer. Walker has the perfect vehicle at the right price to help you get there. Walker Chevrolet, in the shadow of the Interstate Bridge, just off the Nitro exit of I-64. Walker Chevrolet, making friends one deal at a time.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Welcome back to the show. Older adults should protect themselves against severe respiratory disease. Talk to your doctor about flu, COVID-19, and RSV vaccines. Risk less, do more. Get started. Vaccines.gov, paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. We've got about 23 minutes away from 10. Amy Breedlove is here with us. Still hanging out over there, right, kid?
Howdy, yes.
All right, howdy. So you've only been in West Virginia for like a month, so you're already saying howdy. That's a good sign, right?
Yeah, I said y'all the other day to one of my students, and they're like, y'all. And I'm like, well, yeah.
I said yesterday on Metro News Midday, because I'm a proud Southern West Virginian, and Dave Weekley and I on Hotline were going back and forth over something, and I forget now what it was. He was coming in to preview the show, and I said I'm going to drop a little. My family. I'm from Logan, but all my family is from Wyoming County, and I said I'm going to drop a little Wyoming County on you, and I said, "Did y'all have words for you fell out?" Now, does anybody here know what I just said when I said y'all have words for you fell out? And you got to say it just like that. What it basically means is, was there an argument before the separation occurred? That's what that means. But it comes out, did y'all have words before you fell out? So there you go. See, you've learned something here today from Dave. There you go. I can tell you're fascinated. Got the ladies from the Charleston Distance Run who are with us right now. Introduce yourselves.
I'm Trisha Robley, and I am the leader of the Girl Gang Runners and Friends, and also a Charleston Distance Run ambassador for 2025, and I also was an ambassador last year also.
All right, and we also have?
I'm Carol Phipps-Hayde. I am the Charleston Distance Race Director.
All right, so talk about the history of the Distance Run.
Well, it started in 1971, and it's our 52nd year of the race, and we're super excited. We've basically travel all over the city of Charleston. We start currently at the Capitol, and we end at Laidley Field, and we run up Quarter G and run through Loudon Heights, and then back down running through the streets of Charleston. So during the regatta, they wanted another event back in 52 years ago, and so a group of guys decided that they would like to have a race, and they did the course, and it turned out it was 15 miles, and so and then it was nicknamed America's 15-mile race. So that's kind of the history.
And when is it this year?
It is August 30th at 7:30.
So it actually started as part of the regatta, but it's not a part of the regatta this year. It's moved. It's in August, right?
Yes, it's in August. So when they ended the regatta, we continued, and then the regatta changed to over 4th of July. But we've always stayed over Labor Day weekend.
How many people take part in this approximately?
Oh, goodness. About 1,000 people. We have hundreds of volunteers, which we absolutely love. We couldn't do the race without our volunteers. And then we have right now we have almost 400 people signed up for our 3 races. So we have a 15-mile race, which we're known for. We have a 5K run and walk, and we have a relay as part of our 15 miles. So people can run 3 miles, 5 miles, or 7 miles. And so that takes 3 people to join on the race.
You're getting a little bit more into my territory here. I asked Victoria, she said, you can run, you can walk, and I said, drive, and she said, no, you cannot drive.
No, please don't drive.
So with this relay, what you're saying is I could get like 15 of us here from the radio station, right? That's about what it would take for us to do it. What is it about the running in general that interests you, any of you?
To me, it's just like a social hour with my friends, because it's just a fun thing, and miles go by faster when you have your friends.
Yeah, they kind of melt away as you're running, right?
You don't realize how much you need your friends when you're out trying to get the miles in. It's much easier to give up quicker when you're alone, but when you have your friends pushing you, and also just having like fun conversations on the run, and it's just makes up for the pain that you endure.
As a non-runner, I would say the fact that you can run and talk at the same time, that would be a skill in and of itself for me. I'm just saying.
It develops over time.
You get there.
Definitely does. With long distance, mostly. For me anyways. I mean,
endorphins.
It's chasing the runner's high.
But you build this as America's 15 miler. So, I mean, again, this you've kind of got that brand, and people always look forward to this thing every, and it's rain or shine.
Yes, just as long as there's no lightning.
No lightning. Just means you got to run faster, right?
That's exactly right. And I tell you why I think people do enjoy the Charleston Distance Run is to just get out there and see. We encourage the community to come out and cheer people along. We've had numerous Olympians come. It has a rich history here in Charleston. And just a few seconds ago, I'm wearing a kind of a vintage shirt right now from 1979. And Amy, and she was just like, "Oh my gosh, do you have shirts available?" And we do have some of the older shirts because it is such enriched in our communities. When I go out and talk to people, they're like, "Oh yeah, I remember seeing everybody used to run," and because it used to be over a couple of thousand people running through the streets of Charleston, and so now that there's so many races, we're just striving to about 1,000.
Was it or is it still a qualifier for the Boston Marathon?
It is not a qualifier for the Boston Marathon. It has to be a half mile or a true marathon to qualify for the Boston Marathon.
Now, you gave me some information here, a little QR code for something called Girl Gang Runners, and I like it spelled GRRL, Gang Runners. Talk about this organization.
Right. So Girl Gang Runners and Friends now. They started, I started it when I met a bunch of really cool ladies when I started running about 6 years ago, 5K races. And that was really my jam for a really long time. And then I just kind of met a bunch of people, and we showed up to all the races and ran together and thought, maybe we could try this distance thing out. So ran a half marathon and decided, I would like to have all my girl gang out on Sundays, and we could just run miles and have fun, and that's kind of where it started. But we picked up a bunch of people along the way from our Charleston Park Run family, and we have a bunch of different. There's all ages, all paces, guys, girls. Everybody just comes out, and that's how we get our miles in. So that's really how it started. But we've grown to include so many people, and we have kind of a following now. So even when folks come to visit in Charleston, they look us up and come and join us for our Sunday runs. And that's how we meet a bunch of our friends.
Talking about the Charleston Distance Run, the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by your hometown baseball team, the Charleston Dirty Birds. After a long, long road trip, the Birds are finally back at home to begin a weekend series against Gastonia tonight at the ballpark. Tonight's blanket giveaway night. Tomorrow, West Virginia Lottery night with lottery tumblers and super mega fireworks after the game. Sunday is Bluey Day at the ballpark with picks with Bluey and bingo, and kids 12 and under get in for free. I have no idea what any of that means, to be honest with you. Tickets, schedules, promotions, merch, and more. Visit dirtybirdsbaseball.com. I'm sorry. I'm showing my ignorance and my non-child, my childless life here. I guess Bluey. Can anybody tell me?
I can agree with all that.
Okay.
We're in the same boat.
No clue.
I'm looking at Coop in here.
We don't know.
Can you help us out on this, Bluey? Okay, he's aware.
He has a child.
He's got a child.
So the thing about Bluey and Bingo is you guys are huge fans, right? You got to be big fans.
Oh, yeah.
Bingo?
I live for it, yeah.
And my daughter she's 7, and so it's one of the. Oh, I'm sorry, everybody's not.
Whoa. Okay.
Everybody's not on headphones. I apologize.
Put them on. All right, go ahead.
My daughter's 7, and she's huge into Bluey and Bingo. That's like one of her biggest things. And when she saw that this was coming that this was coming to town, she was really big into it. But Bluey and Bingo is the biggest thing in her life. We play Keepy Uppy all the time. We got to do things like that.
Keepy Uppy.
Oh yeah, Keepy Uppy. That's the balloon game.
That's really fun to say.
It's really simple. You just can't let the balloon hit the floor, and you can use any strategy at all to keep it from hitting the floor. And we have balloons here. Oh, one quick thing, and I'll let you. We have balloons because we play Keepy Uppy so much, and we have this weird stairway in our house that sort of descends down into the basement, so you can kind of throw things down into there from above. And so the balloons all get down into that little stairwell. And then when I go downstairs to do laundry and stuff like that, I open the door and the pressure sucks them into that room. When you go into my basement now and open the door, there's balloons everywhere, just from years and years and years of these balloons being piled up in my basement. So you could go down there and there's a little bit of airflow. So you go down there, it's like a ball pit. These little balloons are just kind of popping around everywhere. And it's all from previous games of Keep You Uppy. It's a good time.
So you see, we've all learned something here today, girls. We've all learned something there. So there you go. We didn't know about blue.
Brain cells.
Yeah. I appreciate it very much. All right. Okay, we're good now. All right, so let's get back to the Charleston Distance Run again. Oh, by the way, we had a text here that says, anyone know the hottest temperature on past distance runs?
We would definitely welcome a shower every year, but we never get that on it, I'll tell you.
Anybody have any idea?
I have no idea. Last year was really hot, and we do have we have the best Charleston Fire Department and ambulance. They really do take care of our people out there. Last year we had a few incidents, and I am so thankful that everybody is healthy. Actually, I know some of them are coming back, so I'm super excited that they weren't afraid to come back and try to run. So, it does get... Yeah, we have a lot of volunteers with the water stations to keep everybody cool. Last year, we actually had some people in the community bring wet washcloths, and they were out on the course. We have other people that kind of put up other water stops that are unofficial just to kind of keep us hydrated. So that's very important. A lot of our runners take their own hydration to keep hydrated.
Yeah, that's key.
All right, so give us the website or the Facebook, or where can people learn more?
CharlestonDistanceRun.com is our website, and it will take you to run sign up. It will have all the information where packet pickup is, which is at Haddad Park this year on Friday, August 29th from 3 to 8. We'll also have a pasta dinner that's being catered by catering ladies out of Hurricane, and we have a kids run at 6:30 on Friday. So we have 2 different age groups for that. That's going to be run from Capitol Street to Court Street, and we'll have some awards at 6 o'clock. And your girl gang is?
My girl gang runs on Sundays, and we do our training runs for the CDR. We train all year round, but in the summer we amp it up for the CDR training. And so every Sunday we hold a training run, and I post on our Girl Gang Facebook page and on the Charleston Distance Run Strava page. If you have that app, it's a running app. And so the events are always posted the Friday before Sunday. And so every other week, this week is a flat run. Next week will be a rolly run. And I say rollies, but it's basically straight up incline. So, just trying to get you in there.
That sounds like fun.
Smooth it over.
I'll tell you what, I'll have you guys on before the event, and then because I know there's a big need for volunteers and things. Can people also volunteer at the website or get information about volunteering?
Yes, and they can email us through the website, and we can definitely always take volunteers. And we do have a price increase coming up on June 30th, so if you want to take advantage of the
to get in now,
cheap price, go ahead and sign up.
All right, ladies. And again, we'll have you on before the run. I appreciate everybody for being here. Thanks. And we all learned about Bluey.
Yes, we did.
Appreciate you, Coop. Appreciate you very much.
I could bring Essie on, and she would tell you everything you needed to know.
I'm sure. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you part by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Back after this on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses are small businesses with big impact, including Generations Physical Therapy and Snap Fitness.
The Husson's June Special is a large 18-inch pepperoni pizza and any whole 10-inch sub for only $23.99. Visit your nearest Husson's for dine-in pickup or delivery. Order now at HussonsPizza.com.
Right on down to Trojan Landing Marine and Power Sports for the Royal Enfield Demo Truck Days, coming Friday, July 11th and Saturday, July 12th. Don't miss your chance to get a 20-minute ride on a guided tour. All Royal Enfield models will be present, plus Royal Enfield reps on site to answer any questions you have on the motorcycle of your dreams. Get a low APR of 1.99% or save $500 to $800 on select models. The Royal Enfield Demo Truck rolls through Trojan Landing on July 11th and 12th from 9 to 5.
Hi, I'm Abraham Jones, project manager with CEC. As a proud Fairmont State grad with 30 years in the natural gas industry, I've really seen it all. But when I wanted to expand my expertise, CEC was my top choice. With 1,500 employees and 34 offices across the United States, CEC is sized just right. Big enough for any project, yet agile enough for your needs. At CEC, we engineer progress in the great state of West Virginia.
Find out what CEC can do for you. Visit cecinc.com.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
The latest in news, talk, and sports when 580 WCHS is brought to you by Jarrett Construction. Call 304-344-9140 for more information.
Right on time, right on budget. Call on Jarrett Construction.
Welcome back to the show. 9:53. Amy Breedlove is here. And she's been promising. This is a professional voiceover artist extraordinaire, native of the Charleston area, but living in Florida, but back here for the summer. Quickly, though, if people don't know your story, a radio person, voiceover artist, that's TJ Meadows. Just don't pay attention to him. So let's quickly talk about how you got into this whole voiceover thing. I guess I should turn your microphone on. That would help. Go ahead.
Is the thing on? There we go.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, radio basically just transitions from radio to voiceover. I was doing voiceover part-time while in radio, and thankfully all of my bosses were like, sure, if you want to use the production room and do what you need to do as long as everything else is done, I'm good with that. So once I built my client base up, I just built my little husband built the home studio. I did not. I am not techie whatsoever. And just started rolling and went to some voiceover conventions. I took some classes from folks who are definitely way better than me. And I continue to learn and continue to evolve. And I also teach voiceover now, too.
And that's what you said on your social media. You said you're going to give me a voiceover lesson. Are you going to make TJ do this, too?
Of course, let's do it.
All right, what are we doing here?
All right, so I gave you some scripts.
Yeah, the headphones are turned up a little loud over there, apparently. So, all right, we got scripts here. Go ahead.
Pick one.
I'll pick this one. You want TJ to take one?
Sure.
Or, it says, okay, I'll do one and let TJ do one. How's that?
Okay. Now, I want you to analyze this and think, you do commercials. So,
yeah. So I'm already a professional.
That's true.
No, I'm not. All right. So you want me to read it as I would read it?
Yes.
Okay. The comeback trail. There's no map, no mile marker, no welcome sign. Yes, there is. At the corner of life and heartache, one day you may find yourself here, and you'll need some help to bring you back, to carry you home. At our insurance, we believe that at every setback, there's a chance to come back and rise. Our insurance, auto, home, life.
Not bad. Little announcery. So we're going to.
I can't imagine what you're talking about.
So we pull that announcer out and we just make you nice and kind of flat, kind of gravitas, little drama with the comeback trail. There is no map, no mile marker, to where you're just kind of chatting.
Okay. All right. It's his turn now.
Okay.
I didn't come in here for this.
Yeah. Well, if you can't humiliate your friends and coworkers, who can you humiliate?
I have a voice for comic books, for crying out loud.
All right.
You do animation too.
Okay. Well, yeah. United States Postal Service. Okay. Tangled lights, mall parking, and some assembly required. A few reasons to get a head start on the holidays. Fly like an eagle. United States Postal Service.
All right. You were reading that.
Yeah, I do that.
Okay,
well,
so
I read mine too.
I know. Okay, so what you have to do is take those first three things and we're going to put it into real life, make it believable. So tangled lights, tangled lights. Drive to the mall. Mall parking. And then you get home, you have your IKEA thing that you're putting together, and it's like, I'm going to be up till 3 a.m. doing this. And some assembly required.
You're good. I'm not. I'll stick to politics.
But to be fair, she's a trained professional, and we're pretty much trained monkeys. So they just put us behind a microphone.
So you're telling me I'm not Don LaFontaine? Is that what you're telling me?
Well, I mean, you're barely non-knots, but that's okay. It's all good. It's all good.
I know where I stand.
I had a text here that says, do I remember Amy telling a story on air about driving to Alaska?
Yes. Husband and I drove to Alaska right after we got married, and it was a blast. Got to see a lot of states. And just
how do you drive to Alaska? I mean, what's the time here?
Let's see. It took us a week. Gosh, I can't remember. This is horrible.
A week.
We drove from Charleston to Bellingham, Washington, boarded a ferry, and then the ferry took us to Whittier, Alaska, and then we drove into Anchorage.
You miss Alaska?
I miss the food. I miss my friends.
What is Alaskan food, by the way?
Very healthy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
I'm out. Seafood?
There is. The fresh salmon, the fresh halibut is, you just walk down to Ship Creek, which is right there in the middle of town, and grab your fish and you can cook it. Or you can just
caught that day.
Or you can just go to Humpy's and
But I mean, I'm still trying to wrap my head around the fact that you drove for a week. I mean, I complained about driving from Thames Valley to Charleston.
Well, we were young.
Yeah,
we were young then.
Yeah, you're and just married, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So you still liked each other at that point,
right? We were in love, so didn't think about anything else. And but we were on a schedule too. I do remember that because I kind of wanted to take my time at certain parts. He's like, nope, we got to do this and do this and do this because we had to get to the ferry. And I did get seasick on the ferry.
Mm-hmm.
Had no idea what I was in for, but it was a storm, a winter storm on, I don't know what the lake or the river, ocean I was on. I was on something.
The Alaska River.
Can I know quickly?
Yeah.
It is awesome to walk into Target in the Valley and hear Amy Breedlove. So proud of you. You deserve all the good things that have come your way. That's awesome.
Give us the example of where I always like to do this, where people, here in the Kanawha Valley, some of your work.
Here in the Kanawha Valley, they can hear me or if they call United Bank.
Okay, go ahead and give me a little bit of that.
Oh, hi, thanks for calling United Bank.
Good enough.
Press 1 for sales and service.
All right, there you go. All right. Appreciate you being here. You're going to host the show next Thursday. You know that, right?
I guess.
Yeah.
TJ, will you help me?
I sure will. I'll come in.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. What's on Amy Breedlove? Appreciate you being here. Quickly,
Yes.
What's on Talk Line?
Turnpike, and Turnpike.
Oh.
Chris Steyerwalt stops by. Plus, we talk the big, beautiful bill. It's ran into parliamentary problems. We'll diagnose and discuss.
All right. We'll be listening. I'll be back with Metro News Midday, powered by Selango Law. Amanda Barron, her final day of vacation. She'll be back on Monday. Have yourself a great weekend. I'll see you later today. Till then, have fun and love somebody.
WCHS AM 96.5 FM Charleston, 104.5 Cross Lanes, a WVRC media station. We're proud to live here too.